It's a pleasure to be here and to be part of this webinar. I'm thankful for all the work that you all are doing in your communities to make your communities safer. My name is Todd Wagner. I'm the Managing Director here at Navigate 360 over our P3 Anonymous Reporting platform. I'm going to share with you today a little bit about what P3 is, how it works, and most importantly, how we protect your tipsters and keep them anonymous. In its core, P3 is a technology platform that bridges the gaps between the public, the police, and the private sector. That's how P3 got its name. Public, police, and private sector. It gives civilians an anonymous voice to share information about crimes or concerning behaviors that lead to safer communities. I love the work that we do, and I'm very proud to share with you that we currently serve 495 Crime Stopper programs across North America, the United States and Canada, Guam, North Mariana Islands, Trinidad and Tobago, Belize, Antigua, Turks and Caicos, Bermuda, Barbados, Jamaica, and the Cayman Islands. It's a lot of successful programs and a lot of tipsters that we're keeping safe and keeping them anonymous on a daily basis. Really at our core, tipster anonymity and data security is really super critical to us. We take extreme measures to protect your tipster's anonymity. And just a few stats for you, since 1998, our platforms have received over 10 million anonymous tips from tipsters abroad. We've had 0 security or data breaches, and we've had 0 instances where a tipster's identity was revealed. As a side note to tipster identity, as a courtesy reminder, when tipsters are using our platform, they're encouraged to exclude any personal identifying information. And just one casual example of that might be, my neighbor at this address is doing this. That is an example of a mechanism that a tipster can avoid to remain anonymous. Let's break down how it works. What options do your tipsters have to utilize the P3 platform? We had some visions, if you will, 6-7 years ago, that a mobile app would become the most popular mechanism to submit anonymous tips. And to be honest with you, our vision has kind of become a reality. So I'm going to share with you today a path at the end of the slideshow here where you can actually go download the P3 Tips mobile app. It is a free download via the Apple or Google Play stores. As you download the app, we do not collect or store any personal information about you or your device. It's just a simple download from your applicable Apple or Google Play store. We do not utilize any geolocation technology. So, our platform doesn't know where you are or where your device is. We do not, as I said, we do not collect or store any personal data. When you're submitting tips and you're providing attachments, we're going to talk about that in a little bit here as well. All the metadata that could be associated with any of your files, it's all stripped. So there's no data behind the scenes that can be investigated. And to that point, we even limit which file types we allow you to upload, because there are certain file types that we can't get rid of the metadata. So we protect you by preventing you from sharing those types of files. So again, we're strongly promoting the use of the P3 Tips mobile app. A second option, as you've seen here already on this webinar, you can go to crimestopperstt.com and find the submit a tip button on their website. You can also, from any device, a desktop PC, a laptop, any device with a browser, you can go to p3tips.com and follow the prompts. It's really, really easy. And all of those same anonymity protection features that we talked about with the mobile app are present. And also, as you've heard on this session, you can call the hotline at 800 TIPS. So with that, let's keep moving. If you download the mobile app, it's really cool. It's going to ask you to enter a passcode, so that if you were to set your phone down and walk away and somebody wanted to try to see what tips you've submitted in the past, they wouldn't know your passcode. If you use your mobile browser, again, the prompts are really easy to follow. You could just choose the submit a new tip button and it'll load up the form for you. If you're using the mobile app, or you're using p3tips.com. It's intuitive. It's going to take you through a process of helping you locate your local Crime Stoppers program. So you're going to search and scroll for your country and region. You're going to make your selections and keep moving right along. You can choose all cities, and then eventually you'll land on, oh look, here's my local Crime Stoppers of Trinidad and Tobago option that you can select to submit your tip. And the cool part is the second time you come back to use the same mobile app or the browser instance, it's going to remember that Crime Stoppers of Trinidad and Tobago is your chosen program. At that point, you're going to select what we refer to as an event type or an offense type. And these options are managed by the crew there in Trinidad and Tobago. You're going to pick your offense type, and it's going to load up a really simple form for you that's going to allow you to either touch and type or click with your mouse on your keyboard or your computer rather, and just fill in the blanks. Share as much or as much information as you're willing or able. And if you desire, we make it really easy for you to include file attachments like I talked about earlier. What's really common today is screenshots and video attachments that people can actually take right there with their phone as they're submitting these tips. It's very easy to do. You can submit one attachment on the original submission with your tip, and it can be up to 100 megabytes in file size. Once you've submitted your tip, you can continue to add additional attachments via the two-way dialogue feature that we talk about. So every time you submit a tip, you're going to receive an auto response from the platform that it basically says, you know, your tip was submitted, it was received, and it's going to encourage you to utilize the two-way dialogue feature. And it's also going to provide you with login credentials for that tip if you're using your browser. It's hard for me to show it on the screen, but on the right-hand panel where it says login instructions, you're actually going to get those instructions for each unique tip if you're using a browser. Within the actual mobile app, if you want to follow up with the tip that you've submitted previously, you're going to enter your passcode to get in. You're going to choose the review update existing tip, and then you're going to choose which tip that you've submitted previously from the list. It's very intuitive. It's very easy. If you're using your desktop or mobile browser, you're going to choose review or update tip from the options. You're going to put in those credentials that came up on your screen when you submitted your tip. Is very easy to do and very easy to have communication with the Crime Stoppers program to share additional information or to get your reward information as well. I talked about two-way dialogue. This has really become a strong component of our P3 platform. Today, over 67% of the tips that flow through our platform have additional two-way dialogue with the tipster. And again, it's all 100% anonymous as long as you don't self-disclose who you are. And then with that, the last screen, I'll leave this up for just a moment. Anybody that has their smartphone can open up their QR code reader or their camera and take a picture or let the camera just sense that QR code, and it'll take you to the screen that you see, and you'll be able to click on either the App Store icon or the Google Play icon. And with that, that wraps up my series of slides. I thank you all for all of the work that you're doing in your communities to make your communities safer. Thank you very much.